We go. Good morning, everyone. This is Healing the Heart of America through the I Am Heart Meditation Studio. I'm Stephen Wynn. This is Tuesday, May 11th, 2021. And today we have the great privilege of exploring the second of the five elements, the water element. And everything in this course we sort of take as an angle for healing. Self-healing and, of course, healing the wounds in America and in the world, whatever country you live in. Yesterday we did the earth element, and I talked a little bit about how fundamental to life the five elements are. And I thought we'd explore that a little bit more from a different tradition. This is the Vedic tradition. In the Vedic tradition, you have the oneness, and then you have the Trinity. So, the minute you have two, you have three because you have a relationship between the two. And this three turns into eight, the eightfold nature of Prakriti, Mother Divine, Mother Nature. And this eightfold nature is our own nature. Again, there's all these different traditions out of the world, but I'm just describing this one to bring home the importance of these five elements. So this eightfold aspect of Mother Nature includes the mind, the intellect, the ego, and the five elements. So under this picture, we are as much earth as we are mind. We're as much water or fire as we are intellect or space, akasha, ether, or air as we are mind or whatever, ego, I guess, whatever it is. But they're all equally part of ourselves. We tend to think of ourselves as our personalities, the mind ego, so to speak. But in that picture, the mind, intellect, the ego, and then you have the five elements, all equal in terms of who we are. And I'm going to suggest to you, and this is an experience that I had, the very first one-on-one class that I took with I Am Heart. I had all these amazing experiences. That's why I just had to continue with it. But I was doing the simple heart rhythm meditation, and suddenly I could see the heart, the four chambers of the heart. Each chamber referred to one of the four elements. You go, wow, that's interesting. And then I thought, I could just see this. It's a beautiful, vivid, pure, clear picture, and I can't visualize that well. Mm-hmm. Showed up there for me. And then I said, but what about the fifth element, space, ether, akasha, depending on what translation you want to use for it. And immediately, around the heart, there is this thing called the periocardial sac. And it lit up, like a special effects. I go, oh, that's the ether element. Because space is what holds the other four elements, where they all function in. It's sort of like you've got a hand, you've got a thumb and four fingers. This thumb represents the space element. The other four fingers, and I don't know which are which, but I know it's true in the Vedic tradition, each finger represents an element. So you use different fingers and different breathing techniques to activate certain elements. It gets to be this very interesting interplay of who we are. Who we are. And I'm saying we are our hearts as much as we are our ego, our mind, our intellect, and our hearts are composed of these five elements. So that's my picture here. So today we're going to work with water. And I always love to talk. So let's stop talking. Let's just begin with our meditation. So let's just begin with sitting up straight like we always do. Allow our head to sort of float freely, maybe twist a little back and forth, whatever you do to get ready. Feet flat on the floor. And let's just begin with putting our hands on our heart. All 10 of our fingers on our hearts. And just be there, allowing the energy of the heart to circulate back to the heart itself. Could we allow ourselves to be grateful for our hearts? And just notice what happens to our state, to our energetic field, our awareness, when we sit with our hands in this very ancient posture. And when you're ready, let your hands down. And now let's say good morning to our breath, to our lungs, to our nostrils. Wake up our diaphragm. But first, we just notice our breath. Nothing to change. Just notice. How full is the exhale? How full is the inhale? Inhale longer or shorter than the exhale, or the same? Which nostril is dominant? And again, just notice what happens. It's very loving to the breath to just notice it, to the lungs. It's the essence of loving. It's just accepting and allowing, no matter what is there. That's why we call it unconditional love. Now let's begin to move into what we call the full breath. Full exhale. Pull the abdominal muscles all the way back towards our spine. Then that slow, gentle inhale that follows. Filling up the abdominal area, filling up the lungs, then exhaling again. And just continue with this for a minute or two. And again, notice what's your experience with this full breath. And whatever you're experiencing, just let it be like that. It's perfect. And I've gotten to this habit of taking this moment before we go into our formal heart rhythm meditation to allow everyone the opportunity to just remind themselves of their spiritual lineage. And I am hard, we sort of say, these masters have our back, we sort of sense them behind us. And what we're doing is we're taking their blessings and spreading it to what is in front of us, the world, to whomever we're speaking to. So my job as a teacher is to bring through me the blessings of this tradition, Hazrat Inayat Khan, Pir Vlad Khan, Naranisa Inayat Khan, Paran and Susanna Bear, and also other teachers. I'll say here Lester Levinson, this great Jewish rabbi. He wouldn't call himself a rabbi, but really taught the overcoming of the three temptations, three basic wanting patterns of life that, when they are distorted, run our lives, and it's helpful to let them go. And they correspond to the first lower three chakras. I always love it when Susanna says, if you want to have a healthy, happy life with prosperity and love in your life and health, you need to heal the wounds in your first three chakras. So we'll do a lot of that. Water connects to the second chakra, the life, the sacral center. Water is life, we say. Earth, we did yesterday, connects to the root chakra. Fire to the solar plexus, third chakra. We'll go there tomorrow. And the others tend to be a blend or a mix of some of them. Of course, the throat chakra is air. So, toward the one, the perfection of love, harmony, and beauty, the only being, united with all the illuminated souls who form the embodiment of the one heart, the spirit of guidance. And with that invocation, we set the intention to allow love, harmony, and beauty, and the spirit of guidance to develop within us, not just in our personality, but to show up in our world as a gift to everyone. So now let's begin our basic heart rhythm meditation. For most people, that's inhaling to the count of 8 heartbeats, exhaling to the count of 8 heartbeats. whatever number is right for you. I know I seem to repeat myself a lot, but I never know if there's new people on the call. If you can't feel your heartbeat, it's okay. Just feel your pulse on your wrist or your neck, or just count. This inner sensitivity to the heartbeat comes soon enough. Full breath, 8 heartbeats in, 8 heartbeats out. And just notice your experience now. How does it compare to some of the earlier points in this meditation? I invite you to feel the texture of your energy field. Feel the texture of your awareness. Perhaps you feel certain qualities or just a texture. Whatever it is perfect. It's your meditation. It's your heart, your body, your mind. So now let's shift into the breathing pattern for the water element. I mentioned yesterday there's 5 distinct breathing patterns for the 5 elements. The earth element was just in and out through the nose, pretty simple. In this one, for the water element, we're going to inhale through the nose and exhale through slightly opened lips. Just try that. This is just the beginning of it. I'll take you through a little bit more. Just inhale through the nose and just exhale through slightly open lips. And again. Very simple. It's very soothing and very cooling. If you're ever overheated, it's a wonderful breath to begin. But there's an energy flow with this that really adds a lot of power to this experience of the water element. And water has a motion downward, like Earth sort of spreads out that energy. Water comes like it's rain coming down on high from the heavens, or a waterfall coming from the heavens. We inhale, bring this water element in through the crown of our head, filling up our heart to the count of 8 heartbeats, and then exhaling through the open lips, letting the water just continue to flow down. And then it's as if it sort of like evaporates back up into the skies again, into the heavens, and then inhale through the nose, exhale through the slightly open lips, water pouring through our system. And then we bring it back up and let it pour in as we inhale, filling up our heart. When the heart's full, 8 heartbeats, we exhale. 8 heartbeats, it drops down and starts to move back up. And we have this sort of torus effect, this beautiful geometric shape of this tube down the middle and energy flowing up from the sides and just continuing to breathe like that. Filling up the heart, exhaling with the slightly open lips. You may start to notice that it has a different feeling than the earth energy does. There's far more flow to it. And if you like the idea of your life flowing, this is a wonderful breath for you to take every day. I'd actually suggest that you do all 5 of them every day. And Hazrat Nag Khan spoke of these. He said, probably the most important practice that you can do is to do 5 elemental breaths of each one every day. Certainly vital for our health to have our elements balanced. There are whole schools of healing and diet that basically go on, is food hot or is it cold? Is the body hot or is it cold? Are the feet hot? Is the head hot? What's hot? What's cold? That's the ancient system in Persia. Like Ayurveda comes from India. The ancient Persians had their own system of healing. Based on, they'd have 4 degrees of heat for certain kinds of food and 4 degrees of coolness. You get out to the super hot or the super cold, and there could be poisons that would kill you. Create too much coldness, too much heat. Just keep breathing this. We're not going to worry about poisons. we're just going to eat what we love and eat what loves us. And allow the taste of the various elements to show up and connect with their wisdom with us. Would it be okay with you if your life flowed? And one other process here that's really valuable for your health. So inhale, you fill up your heart with the heavenly waters from above. And when you exhale, you can direct that energy anywhere in your body that you want, or to a family member or friend who may need this cooling energy. If you find yourself with too much anger, that's fire. Too much fire, too much heat, something burns you up. That's time for the water breath. If your joints are creaking and aching and inflamed, fill up the heart with the water element. Then exhale through slightly open lips into that joint, wherever it is in your body. A lot of eye problems come up because of too much fire, too much pitta in the Ayurveda. Fill up with the water element. Exhale up to the eyes, letting the water element flow out of the eyes. We tend to have eyes that just receive and receive and receive. But we can reverse that flow with this cooling water element, and it's very beneficial to your eyes. It's a very gentle pressure. Don't force that pressure. People tend to get overheated livers. You can just exhale into your liver. Exhale into your kidneys. Wherever it is you need it. And just take a minute and notice your experience of water, of flow within yourself. Would it be okay with you if you moved into total alignment with this basic force in creation? Cleansing, purifying, washing water. Would it be okay with you if you allowed water to cool down and wash away the impurities and the toxins in your body and in your emotional body? Would it be okay if you're so filled with water that things that used to make you angry just sort of wash through you? This comes with regular practice of this water breath. You might pull up an image of somebody or something that triggers you. Inhale, fill up with water. Exhale, just flow the water with great love into that person or into that situation. Just take a minute, find it. Maybe it's at work. Maybe it's a family member. Whatever it is. It's a fundamental antidote to anger. Would it be okay with you if you were so filled with water that whatever came up, love just flowed. Love just flowed. You can almost equate water with love. To take it down to the second chakra, which is a water chakra.
Oh.
Okay with you?
Oh, yeah. Just hit the dust.
There we go. Would it be okay with you if you become the source of life through this water element? Keep breathing in, inhaling the energy from above, this life-giving water, maybe down to your second chakra, and just letting it flow out. Your second chakra. Into your garden, into your family.
Okay, watch out. Flying scissors.
Bobby, can you mute yourself? You keep unmuting her. And again, just let this water flow in from the top, fill up to the heart, exhale it down through the solar plexus and out. Whether it's your garden or whether it's your family, whether it's your business, whether it's your home, can you fill it with this life-giving energy? Now let's take it on a larger scale. The water of the planet. Most of us know that the planet is 3/4 of water, covered in water. And that our water systems are severely challenged. Our oceans, our lakes, our rivers, our underground water, our rainwater, all severely polluted. Some places it's getting better. The United States actually is getting cleaner water since the 90s. But Africa, Asia, South America, serious water degradation continues. Water pollution is getting worse and worse. And partly it's a problem of population. At least 2 billion of the 8 billion people we have on the planet do not have enough water for their basic needs every day. And the estimate is that by 2025, that will go up to 4 or 5 billion people. So would it be okay with us if we connect with that energy, that being that represents the quality of water for this planet? And for most of us, that's just an intention. Every so often, I talk to someone who has experienced connecting to these various elemental beings. The water element is very flexible. It's very adaptable. It's cooling. It's very loving. And it's very powerful in its own way. It will not be stopped. So let's just investigate water for the planet for a moment here. We all know there's these big floating islands of plastic in our oceans. I think some of them are like the size of Texas or something like that. When you think about this vast floating islands of plastic garbage breaking down into micro pellets of plastic, it's now that if you eat sea salt, you're eating plastic along with the salt. Not all sea salts, but much of it. How do you feel about that? Could you welcome up whatever reaction you have and just be with it? Some of us will be are horrified with it. Some of us just feel hopeless. What can we do? Some of us actually weep for the planet. Whatever your energetic response, would it be okay with you if you just greet it with love? It's a very valid feeling, whatever you're feeling. And check to see how you feel about the oil companies and the plastic companies that are creating all this plastic. Are you resisting them? Are you disliking them? And it's okay if you are. One strategy is to take that and use that as motivation to do something about it, if you're so called. Another strategy is to take the feeling and love it, heal it, and see all the polluters through the eyes of your heart with love as a more powerful way to influence them than judgment is. Let's expand this to our agricultural industry, which uses about 80% of the water in the United States. And the thing is, we all want to eat. We want the food crops. And yet, the water runs off, carrying off the farmland, carrying pesticides, fertilizer, all sorts of chemicals into the rivers, streams, rivers, oceans, lakes. We end up with dead spots. We don't have a big plastic island, I don't think, in the Gulf of Mexico. I may be wrong there. But we have one big dead spot. It's the size of a small state where no fish can grow. No fish can live. How do you feel about that? Would it be okay with us if we vote with our hearts to allow a very pure environment? We let go of the resistance, we let go of the not liking, and allow it to shift into love. In my part of the country, I'm in Iowa, but the neighboring state of Nebraska, huge parts of Nebraska are being abandoned because the great aquifer, the Ogala Aquifer, has been depleted. Not everywhere, but so much has been pulled out that the water is either too saline or there's not enough. And it takes years and years to replenish it. It's different than just groundwater. It's a deep, locked-in aquifer. And all the farms, all the ranches are just folding up and leaving. Could we again allow this great force of water for the planet to reassert itself and provide water where needed? Healthy, pure, clean water. Let's just, again, check in and notice. We've been going outside, filling the outside with the water from within us, with the love from within us. Would it be okay if we collectively hold up this picture of living with pure water for everyone on this planet? In most of the world, sewage and wastewater are not recycled or not purified. They simply go back into the groundwater, into the streams and lakes. Could we allow this planet to be a pristine garden? We just say yes to that. With pure water for everyone. With manufacturing that uses our water safely, with agriculture that enriches the water rather than damages it. And just hold this picture within our hearts. Planet Earth, beautiful green, blue, lush. A planet we can be proud of. A planet we can say, yes, this is our home. And could we allow this water element to be balanced within us? We've all seen people with too much water and no fire whatsoever. We want to shake them up, saying, come on, get some fire. Not enough earth, and we want to say, get a spine, get a backbone. And we've seen people that are dry, hard. Could we allow them to fill up with water? We might have our own perfect balance. And just notice after all this time how that water breath feels going through you once more. And could we just be grateful for this element? And with that, let's bring this meditation to a close. Check your feet on the ground. We always want to be grounded. Maybe take a moment and just look through your day today. And could you allow a beautiful stream of loving water to just wash through your day, bringing love, harmony, and beauty to everyone you meet, to every circumstance, through lunch, through dinner, wherever you are, into your sleep. And just take a moment, open your eyes when you're ready. And just take plenty of time to come out of meditation. So when you're ready, if you have any gains to share, or if this stirred up anything inside of you, or if there's anything going on in your life.
I just have something. It was a powerful meditation. Thank you so much. But I just want to tell you that when we went into the water breath, and you said the energy's coming down from our head and down like this, I literally began to salivate.
Nice.
And my doctor often tells me, you don't drink enough water.
That's a wonderful gain. Thank you very much, Hunter.
You're welcome.
That's really great. Okay, and I see Brenda's got her hand up. Good morning, Brenda. And then Linda, you go next.
Mhm.
Hello, Brenda. Oh, she's muted still. Are you trying to unmute, or is that hand up by mistake? See if I can do it.
Hello?
Is that you, Brenda?
Yes, hello. Can you hear me?
I can hear you now.
Oh, well, good. I wanted to raise my hand before I chickened out. This is a new microphone, so I don't know how well it works.
Loud and clear.
Okay, good. Well, I've been following your class here for quite a while, and I know you taught a class another time, and I listened, and I like what you do here. I use the water breath to go to sleep every night, and it helps me a lot. My issue that I need to talk about is that I'm having a lot of health problems and having heart problems as well as a stomach ulcer now. As a matter of fact, I have an appointment Friday with the cardiologist, and I'm having some more serious issues. As a matter of fact, he told me at night if continue to have these symptoms, I need to go to the emergency room. So this, I will say, this is a big step for me to use the microphone. I have a mentor through the I Am Heart program, and she encouraged me to use this microphone. I wasn't brave enough to get a camera yet, but yeah,
It's okay.
I've experienced some problems at a younger age, being in front of people, and in particularly in junior high, that kind of altered the way that I've gone about a lot of things. It affected me in my job as well. I worked there 30 years, and toward the end of the time, they wanted me to go on TV and speak on the radio. My ultimate fear, and didn't go so well, but at least I was able to end on a fairly good note and retire.
So, Brendy,
Yeah.
would it be okay with you if we worked on that as a way of sort of softly moving into your health issues?
Yes.
Comes to my mind is what a great gain that they wanted you to go on television. Can you take that as a very sincere compliment on their side that they have a great esteem for you?
It's kind of hard to feel that way. The job kind of changed in the last couple of years, that I think I actually felt like I had to do some things and force myself into more situations than I was comfortable with just to maintain the job.
I
Because
got you. So it wasn't so much a compliment as something that you did out of desperation.
yes.
Okay, that's all right. So can you go back to when you were in junior high school and pull up one of those memories where this first came up for you?
Okay.
Okay with you?
Yes.
Yeah. And all we're doing is we're playing with energy, with feelings and emotions. Could you allow that to be okay with you?
Yes.
Yeah. So when you look at that situation that caused you to, I don't know, was it an embarrassing situation for you or what happened?
Well, yes. Actually, I shook terribly in front of the class, hid
Yeah.
my face, hid my face. The entire class broke out in laughter. And the teacher's answer was that some people are different and they can't help it. And I felt pretty different and strange. after that, I went in the bathroom and just cried. And, looking back, sometimes I don't know how I got through it.
So obviously traumatic for you.
Yes, I think there was a part of me that closed down at that point.
Of
I knew
course.
I had to change just to get through the moment.
So can you go back to that picture and allow that humiliation and shame to come up?
Yes.
Yeah. And at this point, it's just a memory, right? But there's some energy to it.
Yeah, there's still energy.
Still energy to it. Would it be okay with you if you just hung out with that energy for a little bit?
Okay.
Just keep on being with it. And everyone else, wherever you've been embarrassed in your life, pull up that and work with your own energy. So thank you, by the way, Brindy, sorry, very much for going here. Can you just be with that energy some more?
Yes.
Yes. Yes. And I'm guessing when you look at all those kids laughing, what do you think they're feeling?
Thought maybe they were embarrassed for me. I don't know.
Something like that, I would guess. And hoping that they never had to do the same thing, right?
Yeah.
Yeah. So could you just welcome up this energy some more?
Yes.
And how does it feel right now? Is it getting stronger or getting softer?
It's pretty strong.
Good. That means you're being very courageous here. Would it be okay with you if you just stayed with it a little bit longer?
Yes.
Yeah. And can you see that in spite of having this traumatic experience in your life, that there was something in you that had the courage to go forward and still get a job and have a career and live a life?
Yes.
Can you see that?
Yes, I can.
Yeah. Can you notice that that takes a lot of resourcefulness?
Yes.
Would it be okay with you if you recognized that resourcefulness in you some more?
Yes.
Yeah. So, we all start in different places depending on our childhood and what we brought into this world. Can you get a sense of that?
Yes, I know my mother had the same problem.
Yeah. So your mother had it and you more or less inherited it either through your DNA or through your family dynamics,
Yes.
right?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. And all the kids that don't have this and are grateful that they don't have this, could you look at them and just see them as kids, lost, afraid of how to act?
Yes.
Yeah. Yeah. Can you just pull up this energy some more? And is it softening or is it getting stronger still?
I think it's softening.
Wow, I was not expecting that. I'm really happy to hear that. Either
Well,
way, if it gets stronger, what it means is that your system is strong enough to handle it. You know what I mean?
if it gets stronger.
If that's what it tells me. If you were to say it's getting stronger, I'd be really happy. I'm also happy that it's getting softer. Don't get me wrong. Okay, softer means that it's on its way out. But even if it's getting stronger, or even if it comes back, what it tells me is that you are developing the resiliency to handle this energy now. Does that make sense?
I think so. I've been over this a number of times in my life, and I remember the girl that laughed the first ended up getting pregnant in junior high and had problems of her own. So
Yeah. Can you look at this group of kids and see that they all had problems of their own?
yes, oh, definitely through my life, I've noticed that. I worked at a police department, and I heard a lot of problems that people had.
Right. So there you are, one person among many, each of them having their own issues. Right?
Yes.
Yeah. So could you um, offer a little kindness and compassion to yourself here?
Yeah. Yes.
Yes. And could you offer some kindness and compassion to all the other issues of those other kids?
Yes.
Yes. And when you start to experience this kindness and compassion, how does that feel? Is that a negative feeling or is that an uplifting feeling?
I know everybody has their issues. I I've always tried to listen to that.
Yes. So when you listen to that, that's a great act of kindness, isn't it?
Yes.
Could you listen to your own issues with that same kindness?
Yeah, it's a little harder because I really didn't want to stand out at that age. I just wanted to fit in. And
Of
um,
course.
I fought that for because the problem continued throughout my life.
Of course. Of
So
course.
it's harder to be softer on myself.
Yes. But would it be okay with you to be just a little bit soft on yourself?
Yes.
Yeah. And does beating yourself up for having been shy and, like that as a kid, afraid to stand in front of a group, does beating yourself up make that go away?
No.
It hasn't that all your life, has it?
No.
So would you be willing to approach that differently?
Yes.
Yeah. So what I'm going to ask you to do is sort of pull up all the disapproval energy that you've had over the years, all the wishing you didn't have it. And could you just be with that energy? Maybe let that shift into compassion for yourself.
It's a lot of energy.
Yes, it is. And you are a powerful woman. And you just welcome that energy up some more.
Yes.
Let it shift into compassion for yourself, into kindness. I want you to listen to your own energy just like you would listen to other people when they had problems. Okay?
Yes.
Could you listen some more to this energy?
Yes.
Yes. Is this getting to be too much for you?
No, it just feels needed.
It feels needed, doesn't it?
Yes.
Yes. So all these years, it's like a voice inside of you has wanted to be heard, and now you're finally hearing it instead of pushing it away. Is that a fair way to look at it?
I think so.
Yeah. And is it okay to just allow it to be a very healing process to listen to this energy?
Yes.
Yes. And is it okay with you, because you've had this for so many decades, if it takes a little bit of time for this energy to shift fully?
Yes.
Yeah, that's okay, isn't it?
It is.
And imagine going out, well, let's say New Year's Eve this year or next year, however long you want to go out, and you're looking back and you're saying, wow, I kept listening to this energy within me. I kept hearing it with compassion, and now it's all gone. How would that feel to you?
It'd be great.
It'd be great, wouldn't it? Yeah. And how would your mother feel about that if you did that? Where I'm going is, I think you're doing this for your mother as well as for yourself. Does that make sense?
Yeah.
Yeah, we start to heal issues and we heal them for our ancestors, our parents, grandparents, who knows how far back. And then we start to heal them for other people.
Yes.
It may be too much for you to think like that just now. But what I'll say to you is the fact that you're here working on this very, very deep wound tells me that you have the presence and the strength and the resiliency to work with this energy, not just for yourself, but for everyone.
I like that.
Yeah, I have no doubt about it. And is it okay with you if it takes as long as it takes?
Yes.
Yeah, that's okay. And would it be okay with you if it's not as big of a job as you think?
Yes.
Yeah, I'm sure your mind is sitting there saying, oh, I've had this forever. Da, 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 da. Would you do me a favor and ask your heart if it's possible for this to be healed?
Yes.
But if your heart says yes, doesn't it?
Yes.
Yeah. And is it okay with you if you trust your heart here?
Yeah, I think it's about time.
It's about time. Oh, I love that statement. It's about time. And let's go back to, I'll just say New Year's Eve, just to pick it where you're looking back and you're saying, boy, what a shift. And could you just pull up a picture of how your life will look, how you feel, how you stand, how you walk, how you talk when this wound is fully transformed? Can you get it? Can you pull together a picture like that? Whether you see it or not, just a sense of it?
Yes.
Yeah. So could you just stand there, sit there, whatever you're doing, and just say yes to that picture?
Yes.
Yes. And if there's any doubt, any wondering that how long this, could you just love those voices within you and let them be heard? Watch them dissolve and fade away.
Yes.
It's okay, isn't it?
Yeah.
Can you see the way through this is more kindness, more compassion?
Yes.
Yeah. And is it okay with you if you're more compassionate to yourself?
Yes.
Yes. Okay. So, Brenda, will you keep working with this?
Yeah.
Yeah, you see how the process is? The energy comes up, you look at the memory or this or that, and you find yourself nervous or anxious, and you just feel it. Knowing that your heart is bigger than the wound of the heart. That makes sense?
My heart is bigger than the wound.
Yes.
Okay.
The wound is a little part of your heart, this old thing that's in there, but your heart is so much bigger than that.
Yes.
Yeah, you're not your wound, but you are your heart. Right?
Yeah, I like that.
Yeah. I'm not the wound. I am my heart. So a lot of, for you, let's see, a lot of earth and water breath. Okay?
Okay.
And it'll bring you a lot of stability. And that earth element really helps with anxiety and fear. And the water will just allow you to love yourself even more, just the way you are, in all your really extraordinary magnificence. You may not see that about yourself yet, but I sure see it. Okay?
Thank you. I appreciate this.
Yeah. So let us know how it's going, all right?
Okay.
Thank you very much, Brindy.
Thank you.
Okay, thank you so much. Linda, I think you were next.
Yes, please. I really, really love the meditation. I tend to get stuck with things, and my mentors had me working with the water breath for a while to help the flow for me, and it's been very helpful. I woke up really early this morning, and I was taking the time to think about everything I'm grateful for, and I had a poem come to mind. So I got up and I wrote it down. And I don't usually do this, but I would really like to read what I wrote this morning earlier, if I may.
Sure. Is it long or short?
No, it's not real long.
Sure.
Really, it's not.
Sure.
Okay. The title is Combinations. Two divergent lines of DNA coming together to produce your uniqueness. Every book you read, every song you sang, every teacher that taught you, everyone who hurt you, everyone who loved you, every person who walked through your life are woven into your tapestry. Chance encounters, bank tellers and store clerks, strangers and neighbors, hairdressers and bartenders, all parts of your puzzle. Are you an edge piece or a centerpiece? The flower in the middle or the kitten in the corner? Life has given you a palette of color. Paint your picture with bold strokes. Embrace it, love it, live it. You are part of the whole picture, and you are important. You matter, and you are loved.
I'll take that as a gain that you're feeling like you're loved.
Yeah. Yes, very much so.
Nice. Nice.
Yeah.
Thank you very much. Is there anything you need to work on there?
I don't think at the moment. Thank you.
All right.
Appreciate the offer.
Perfect.
Maybe I'll take you up on it later, but I'm good today.
when you're not feeling loved, let me know.
Yeah. You'll be the first. Thank you.
All right. Thank you very much. Anyone else? Some gains or some issues coming up that you'd like to work on? Or should we just say, oh, here's Tara. Welcome, Tara.
Hi, Stephen. Can I talk now or is it a bit late?
No, it's perfect.
Oh, thank you. I haven't been feeling so well lately, with the COVID fear and the worry all around in India.
Yes.
And also, I've been resisting, the MS so much lately. Not being able to stand and walk has been bothering me so much, and I'm not able to let go of resisting it and
Nice.
wishing it wasn't here.
Nice.
Wishing I
Boy.
was able to stand and walk and just do everything by myself.
Yes, of course you would. So as you all probably figured out, Tara's from India, where they have this huge spike in the COVID, and she's
My next door neighbor has it too. That's another fear.
yeah.
One neighbor died, and the other one has still got it.
Wow. So let's go there first. Okay. So, and everyone can do this. So imagine that you get COVID, Tara.
Oh goodness.
All
How
right.
frightening is that?
How frightening is that? Right. And does that frightening reaction create health or disease?
It'll probably be negative, so it'll probably create disease.
I would think so too. So would it be okay with you if you welcome up that fear?
Yes.
Frightening. And does that show up for you as wanting control, wanting to be safe, wanting to be loved,
Wanting to be safe.
to be safe? So everyone find something in your life, maybe it's the COVID, where you don't feel safe. And Tara, that lacking safety feeling,
Yes.
could you just welcome it up?
Yes.
Yes. And could you just let go of lacking safety so you could move more into having safety, being safe?
Yes.
Yeah. And it's just a feeling, isn't it? This lacking safety.
Yes.
Yeah. It's not like it's stitched into your DNA.
No, it's not.
It's not. It's just an energetic feeling.
Yes.
Yes, a habit form, right?
Yes.
Would it be okay with you if you created a new habit that every time you felt fear, you just go, oh, here's my old friend fear, it and let it go?
Yes.
That'd be okay, wouldn't it?
Yes.
Yeah. So let's look at the COVID virus, that picture we've all seen on the internet of all the spikes and that sort of a thing. And when you look at that picture, what happens? What comes up for you?
Fear.
Fear. Yes. So good. Could you welcome up the fear? Here's my
Yes.
old friend, and it's okay if my old friend goes home somewhere else.
Yes.
Yes. Would it be okay with you if this becomes a game for you, where you see during the course of a day how many times you feel fear and how many times you invite it to leave?
Okay.
Okay?
Yes.
And would it be okay with you if you did it a couple hundred times, 1,000 times, and then
Yes.
it
Yes.
became automatic? Fear comes up
Yes.
and it just goes. You create a whole new channel for it.
Yes. Yes.
It's okay with you, isn't it?
Yes.
So imagine you start coughing.
Well, I sneezed this evening.
You go. I'd die of fear if I were you. So could you, when you sneeze, when you cough, you imagine you get a fever and it looks like, oh my gosh, I've gotten COVID.
Oh goodness.
Would it be okay with you if you welcome up the fear?
Yes.
Just let it go again.
Yes.
Yes. And can you recognize that fear as being a part of yourself?
Yes.
Yes. That wants to be heard. That wants to say, oh, Tara, you better watch out here. Wants to
Yes.
protect you. And could you just love it for that?
Yes.
Yeah. So imagine you get a heavy fever and you can't breathe. They take you off to the hospital and the hospital's full.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, you can tell I'm stirring the pot here, right?
Yes.
Yeah, so what comes up for you?
Fear, fear, fear.
Fear, fear, fear.
And
And
frightening.
yes, and does a fear heal you from the COVID?
No, that doesn't do anything at all.
It doesn't do anything at all, does it? So could you welcome that energy up?
Uh-uh.
Love it because it's a part of
Yes.
you. It's like your child.
Yes. Good idea.
Thank you and allow it to dissolve.
Thank you.
Yes. So there you are, and you're still waiting there. Then they take you inside. There's some space inside where you can wait, and everybody's coughing in the waiting room. Whew. I get stirred up with this too.
Yeah, it's frightening.
Everybody gets stirred up. Just welcome the fear up. And is it okay if you recognize again, Tara, that the
Yes.
fear does not heal you?
Yes.
Does not. It really saps you of strength.
Yes.
Yes. And you've heard that saying that what you put your attention on grows, right?
Yes.
Okay, we all know it. You know, you see what you see, you become, all that sort of a thing. Can you see that when you are fearing something, that you're putting your attention on it?
Yes.
Yes. And so the job is not to try and suppress it because your attention is still there, even if it's suppressed. The
Yes.
job is to welcome it up, love it, let it express itself, and let it go. Okay?
Yes.
So imagine all these symptoms come again and again, and the fear comes more and more. Would it be okay with you if in this process you became this automatic fear transformer?
Yes.
It would. It'd be a great thing, wouldn't it?
Yes.
You live your life without fear. Now, if that happened, and can happen as you work with this,
Yes.
would COVID be your friend or your enemy there?
It wouldn't matter at all, and it wouldn't be my enemy.
It wouldn't be your enemy at all. It would
No,
actually
not
be
at
a
all.
teacher for you.
Yes.
Yes. Is it okay with you if you learn from everything in nature?
Yes.
Yes. Is it okay with you if you learn from this COVID virus?
Yes.
Yes, that's all okay, isn't it?
Yes.
Yeah. So, COVID, I love you. Go ahead and try it.
COVID, I love you.
Is that easy to say or is that hard to say?
It's easy to say.
Easy to say. Good. Let's do it again. I love you, COVID.
I love you, COVID.
I love you, COVID.
I love you, COVID.
Yeah. Is it okay with you if the fear comes up and you just turn it into love?
Just change that into love?
Just change it into love.
Yes.
Use that energy. Let it turn into love. I love you. I love you, COVID.
Yes.
So which would you rather do? Would you rather fear COVID or would you rather love it?
I love it.
Of course.
Yes.
It takes a while to get there, but you realize it. And does
Yes.
loving it mean that you're going to get the COVID disease?
No, not at all.
Not at all. In fact, if you love it and you let it go, you're putting much less attention on it, aren't you?
Yes. Yes.
So good. So let's leave that one alone, if that's okay.
Yes.
And let's go to your MS here. All right.
Yes.
So
You see, because of the lockdown, and I feel isolated in the lockdown, I mean, everybody's feeling that way. So
yeah,
then the MS comes more in my face, it's like, it's there, just my limitations are more in my face.
yes.
So I'm resisting it so much. I've always been sort of kind of accepting of it, but I'm really resisting it now so much. And I don't know what to do.
Good. Well, you do, but I'll have to remind you here, okay?
Yes.
So all that resistance, Is that causing your MS to go away?
No, not at all.
Not at all.
No.
So would it be okay with you if you welcomed up this resistance?
Yes.
Yes. And can you see that this is just energy within you
Yes.
that is calling out to you? It's saying, Tara, Tara, hear me.
Okay.
Tara, I want to be loved.
Okay, great.
Okay?
Mm-hmm.
So could you welcome up this energy just like you did the fear
Yes.
and just allow it to shift into love again?
Okay.
This energy, resistance, and just allow it to love. Just turn it into love
Yes.
and even more love.
Yes.
And so, Tara, if you become a more loving person,
Yes.
what will your lockdown experience be? Will it be more frustrating or less frustrating?
Less frustrating.
Less frustrating.
Yeah, it wasn't so bad. We've been in lockdown for more than a year. It was okay in the beginning. It's only now the last 2 weeks that it's kind of bothering me so much. I don't know why.
Good. So is it okay with you if you look at this as the last 2 weeks as some new energy that's come up in your life?
Yes.
Who knows? Maybe it's the stars. Who can say? But the
Yes.
energy's coming up. And would it be
Yes.
okay with you if you just treat it with love?
Yes. Just transform this into love, right?
Yes, just transform it into love.
Yes.
And could you be grateful to this energy for allowing
Yes.
you to have more love in your life?
Yes. Very good idea.
Yes. And is it okay with you if you become a master of your energy?
Yes.
Yes. And could you be even more okay with being a master of your energy?
Yes.
Yes. And would it be okay with you if in this process you become such a master of your energy that you move so deeply into yourself that you find the energy that's causing the MS?
Yes.
That'd be okay, wouldn't it?
Yeah, it'd be great.
Yeah. So can you see all this resistance as being just a stepping stone for you to
Yes.
become more and more subtle with your energy work?
Yes.
Yes. And whatever comes up, it's just one more stepping stone. And the more you master it, the
Yes.
more possible it is for you to heal the MS.
Yes.
Okay.
Yes.
Now I'll tell you, I think you're going to find the greatest relief from your MS with the air element.
Okay.
Okay, we'll get to that on Thursday. Air and ether or akasha.
Oh,
That
great.
because that really cools down the nervous system.
Oh, wonderful.
Okay, but even
Okay.
no matter what, the water breath is powerful because you have inflammation going on also.
Yes. Yes.
Okay,
Yes.
so is it okay if you just keep working with this like we've talked about?
Yes.
Okay, and
And
then
many times a day, as many times as you said, even 200, 300 times. I keep doing it a few times, it doesn't go away, and then I get impatient. So I have
right,
to do it many, many times, right?
just be willing to do it. Let's say 1,000. You know, like
Yes.
1,000 names of Mother Divine. This is
Yes.
1,000 names of fear, 1,000 names of
Yes.
resistance.
Yes.
Loving each one of them.
Yes.
Okay, until they totally surrender to your loving presence.
Oh, wonderful.
Yeah, yeah. I think Tara is going to be translated as the goddess of love. Okay.
Thank you. You're
Yeah.
so sweet.
Thank you very much, Tara. It's always a
Thank you for your help.
to have you on these calls.
Thank you.
All right, my friends. Thank you all. I think, by the way, Grace, I'm going to say, I love your background photo. It was really great. First I thought, is she outside? And then I go, no, it's a photo background, but it's great. So God bless us all. See you guys tomorrow. And much love to you.
Thank you, Steve. Thank you. Thank you, everybody.
Okay. God bless us all.